A lot of good topics come from our county organization, and I always like to have county speakers come in and tell you some of the hard things they have to deal with daily. But we had a lot of great success with talking with the tax assessor's office about agricultural taxes a couple of years ago, and one of our most popular speeches. And so I thought, let's talk about building codes and permits, and what some landowners have to go through when they start thinking about putting up structures on their property and those type things. So another great topic, and I want to welcome Crystal Lambert. I'll let her introduce herself, and we'll go from there.
Great, thank you. How do I get this up? Oh, you're going to.
There you go.
All right, fantastic. Hi, good afternoon. Thank you. I'm Crystal Lambert. I work for Gunnison County in the Community and Economic Development Department as the Building and Environmental Health Official for Gunnison County. I have with me today Hillary Semenick, who is a senior planner in our department, and also Charlie Dominguez, who is our building inspector and our environmental health inspector. So first, Eric did ask us here today to talk about building and development codes in Gunnison County. And I'm sorry if I'm a little nasally, I'm getting over a bad cold, which I've given to Hillary. So first, I'd like to show you where we are located. If you would like to speak with us, this is where you'll find us. We're at the Blackstock Government Center. We're on the second floor. We are the only people on the second floor, so you can't miss us. And this Blackstock Government Center is in Gunnison, due west of the post office, directly across the street. Our department, Community and Economic Development, consists of the offices of Building, Planning, and Environmental Health. Environmental health in Gunnison County basically means septic systems, on-site wastewater treatment systems. So building permits are required for most structures in Gunnison County, most. To obtain a Gunnison County building permit, we have an information and application packet, which you will fill out, submit a completed application packet to our office. We can help you fill that out. We can work with you to obtain all the documents required to have a completed application for submittal. Once it's submitted, it generally takes us about 2 weeks to review the proposed plans for compliance with our building, land use, and if necessary, septic regulations. And we might ask for additional information, so it's a process. It could, it's something that we work with our applicants on. Once a building permit is issued, then Charlie mostly, will conduct building inspections at various stages of construction that are somewhat unique to the individual structures and what's being built. Nope, I'm not ready. At the end of that, final inspection will be provided. Once the final inspection has passed, a certificate of occupancy or a certificate of completion in some cases will be provided to the property owner. Now, earlier I said that most buildings in Gunnison County require building permits, so I'm going to talk about the two main types of structures that do not require building permits in Gunnison County. The first one is agricultural structures. So no building permit is required for non-residential buildings that are agricultural structures as defined by the Gunnison Land Use Resolution and are part of an agricultural operation. Requests for agricultural exemptions to building permits are reviewed and approved through our department. For those of you who might not be familiar, the Gunnison County Land Use Resolution, often referred to simply as the LUR, is a regulation that governs most land use development in Gunnison County. The land use resolution defines agricultural structures specifically as a structure located on a farm or ranch used in an agricultural operation for the storage, repair, and maintenance of farm or ranch equipment and supplies, or for the raising and/or storage of crops and livestock. If you have an agricultural exemption for a structure, and inside that structure wastewater is produced, you will need a septic permit. Septic permits are not exempt from the requirements under agricultural exemptions. And we can help you achieve a design that works in accordance with the regulations and also a permit for that. Oftentimes, they're smaller for utility type structures where maybe it's just a bathroom or a utility sink for agricultural operations. The second type of structure that often does not require a building permit is accessory type structures. Accessory structures are accessory to a dwelling that is located on the parcel. They are one story, they're detached, they're standalone, and they are less than 200 square feet in floor area. That's measured from the interior of the exterior walls. Accessory structures can be a variety of things, just accessory and incidental to the residential dwelling on the property. They can be storage sheds, greenhouses, playhouses, gazebos, tack sheds, all sorts of things. These do not require a building permit. If there is a vacant piece of land, and we often see this, where the property owner would like to put up a storage shed or a playhouse but not build a dwelling, they're not ready to build the dwelling on it, then a building permit is required because the property is vacant. There's no residence for the structure to be accessory to yet. And this is a question that we often get. It doesn't so much relate to building permitting in Gunnison County, but so many people ask it that I just like to provide this information. The question is, how many houses, how many dwellings can I have on my property? Can I have 2, 3, 4? And the answer is, out of the land use resolution, not so much the building code, that you can have an integrated secondary residence, which is less than 1,200 square feet, and that's integrated into the main residence. You don't need a land use change permit for that. You would just simply get a building permit. And if it's a second residence, so two separate standalone second residences, maybe it's a large parcel and you just want to have or 2 houses, that's an administrative review land use change, which means it's done in our office through staff. You do not have to go before a planning commission in a public hearing setting, and we can help you with that process. And then, of course, the building permit and the septic permit if you're not tied to a central sewer system. And then multi-unit residential, big multifamily developments, those can be minor impact or major impact, which that would involve a formal application to the Planning Commission and possibly to the Board of County Commissioners eventually. That's quite a much larger scale project. So you would certainly, if you're thinking about something big like that, you would want to come and talk with us and have a sit-down meeting to discuss strategies for application and development. And lastly, that's pretty much it in a nutshell. I just wanted to provide an overview of what we offer without going into so much detail of all of our codes, for which we have hundreds of pages. If you want to talk to us, we're here at our office on the phone, through email. We can answer questions. We can help you with your development options. Maybe you have something in mind, but you're not sure. We can provide you with tools and resources so that to help you develop a property and answer questions for you. Our website is gunnisoncounty.org, and we've got business cards. I believe we all brought business cards if you want to take some. And we're always available by the phone, too, on the phone. So, do you have anything you want to add? She's a land use expert. I'm more a building code expert. So,
How are we doing on time? Good. Hi. So just really quick, how many people know what land use is? Show of hands. So generally what land use is it applies to how that land is being used. So like residential, agricultural use, commercial use, etc. And so a land use planner looks at your building permit for compliance with the land use resolution, which basically outlines various regulations that would apply to a proposed structure or to a proposed use. So that's my role at the county. So what I'm looking for is compliance with FEMA floodplain regulations. So anything that is put in a floodplain generally needs to comply with federal regulations. So if you're curious about that, give us a call. And like if you want to find out, like, hey, am I considering putting my ag exempt structure in a floodplain? Give us a call and we can work through that with you. Another thing is that I look for whether a structure or a new house is going to be put near a water body, whether there are geohazards associated with the property. I also look for setbacks, etc. So there's a bunch of different things that we look for as part of our review. And if you have any questions in the preliminary phases of your construction, so when it comes to like siting your new house or your barn or your shed or whatever, give us a call and I will happily pull up your parcel and we'll work through it together to find a solution that'll get you through the land use resolution in a quick and easy way. That way we can issue your building permit as quickly as possible. And that's all I really had. Thank you.
did you want to say anything, Charlie? Okay. Charlie's always available at 641-1011. That's the inspection hotline number. I know I did not go into detail on the building codes. That's a much bigger, broader topic than I can really discuss. So if you ever want specific, if you want to ever have a specific discussion about a particular code or requirements, you can always call me or Charlie. We're both building code people, so that's all I had. Thank you.